The Space Crusade continues. And though we have options of where to go, I really want Fire Prisms, Chucks.
Let's do it.
I really want them.
Fire prisms?
Do you know what a Fire Prism is?
Well, I know what a prism is.
Okay. Take a prism,
And turn it into
add fire. Add
That's it.
fire. Channel fire through prism. You know what that means? I can channel whole suns through a crystal and make melty beams. It's amazing. Let's see. Well, we took them last time because the Pathfinders kept dying.
Yeah.
Grab platforms. Sure, okay, we'll take them again, but we'll keep the Wraithguard because it's awesome.
Yep.
And we'll keep the Seer Council because they too are awesome.
Let's do it. What great cause.
We're back to this planet. This shithole.
Hoth, right?
Yeah.
Right game.
Yeah.
Franchise, right?
Perfect. Perfect.
I've been getting into a game that's old that you and Coin got me into recently.
What's that?
Company of Heroes.
Oh, that's pretty old now, but it's so good.
It is. It's very
It's so
good.
good. We gotta play more of that.
We do. I will probably hop on that next if Resident Evil 2 doesn't jump out. Starting to get agitated, like, we might push this back. You better not push this back. I will lose my goddamn mind.
I will try and guide you in your Company of Hero-ness. It's not super difficult, but it takes a little bit of finesse.
It does.
That's a Sentinel. That's
AT-AT?
ATST, actually, but yes.
Sorry. AT-AT is the big one with the giant 4 feet, right?
All-terrain armored transport and all-terrain scout transport.
Talking about the same thing from Star Wars?
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
That's the AT-AT, ATST, armored transport and scout transport. Which has more armor? Right, the four-legged one.
The one that has the grenade thrown in while the guy's taking the shit, right?
Exactly. Oh, what the no. The worst cherry bomb ever.
What the fuck? Those are some of the top quality Robot Chicken episodes.
Once upon a time, these Sentinels, the Imperial Guard walkers, used to be called eggs on legs
Eggs on legs.
because they had rounded hull designs, and it was very strange. Eventually they said, yeah, this looks a little bit too goofy. As cool as this is high fantasy, it's not going to work. Hi, we are an ancient, super sophisticated race. We're going to use our space spears to stab your building till you die from it. Okay.
Never quite understood that about this game.
What's that?
Oh, you can just stab into something like you all just blow up and fly out. What the hell is that little part of the Triforce?
Yes. It is, once again, requisition. Speaking of which, we've seen the Starlands, and we've seen... Oh, the Brightlands, excuse me, the Shuriken Cannon. Well, we're going to have some armor, so back to Brightlands.
I would like to actually see that in real life.
What's that?
A Shuriken Cannon.
Oh boy. Think of the possibilities.
Oh, yeah. It's like, so tell me again how this gentleman got 8 shurikens stuck to the middle of his forehead?
Stuck to? Dude, you're thinking of human throwing power. A cannon would blow it clean through.
Are you sure?
You know how historically speaking the shuriken are there to distract a person? Well, a shuriken cannon would just flat out obliterate a person. You would have deli meats made of people.
We're gonna get a dead pig because they say that's the closest thing to human tissue they can operate on. Or
what? In District 9 style? Sir, I'll shoot the pig. Don't make me shoot that fucking prawn.
yes,
That?
kinda like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then we'll get.
We can all be Vicus fundamental now.
And then we'll find make a cannon that can shoot shurikens and see what happens. This thing does go through the pig.
Tactics go a long way. All I have to do is apply tactics. Tactics.
You don't need tactics in this game.
Tactics. You do, actually. And anything closer to a more challenging difficulty level, they really help. But, true, you need fewer tactics than you would with, say, Company of Heroes.
Yeah. I mean, I played the second stage and it was quite easy, actually.
Well, it's more about the micro. Like, if you're playing against people, squad positioning, armor facing, all that counts.
So I did do that, though. The third stage, you kind of have to plan this out, and I did, and it was kind of intriguing. It's the first game that I really had to plan out where I set all my men, set up the machine gun turret, set up my mortar team.
Oh, well, the defensive mission, you have a
Yeah.
few minutes to prepare. I know that one. That one is pretty good. But
Yes.
I challenge you, later on in the game, when you have armor missions, it can be a stalemate for a long while. If the enemy is working with a base like you are, they're going to keep building at the same rate you are, and they will keep on aggressing you into fighting with the same patch of land, where half an hour later, you're still playing, and there's just crushed up mud everywhere.
I
No
would
more trees or
love
anything.
to see that. Keep it the same way. Just make it World War One. Like, all right, you got this trench. Go take that trench.
That's a possibility. Company of Heroes, World War One edition? Sure.
Oh, that'd be fun.
World War One. Little by little, the syllables become a single slowing sound. Because our trend here at Grime Game is to play sloppy.
Oh, it is. Especially me.
Keep moving, Manticores, keep moving. You see this shit? You see this shit? See it's firing real close like?
I like how they just tell the missiles. We blew up. We'll teleport back now. We're good.
Auto reload. It's the best.
It's like, so tell me again how you wiped out a whole country? Well, see, we created this tank that had the magical powers. Just automatically reloading the missiles. It's just shot again and again and again and again. Destruction stays. The missiles come back.
That's subjugation tech. That's strong.
Oh yeah.
How did I deselect? How did I deselect? Get up here. Take on these men with their musket laser rifles. What do I do? What do I do? Once upon a time, through Games Workshop, you could obtain such an artillery monstrosity, and it didn't work very well. You could get it, but it worked well as like a barrage. So you have to spend a few hundred dollars in order to get it.
That's ridiculous.
Not sure it's worthwhile.
So that's the one thing I have a hard time with this. It's like, hey, I really want to get into this game, tabletop version. And then it's like, well, you got to spend $100 on 4 pieces.
Yeah, it takes swag.
Yeah.
It takes serious swag to play any of the Games Workshop games convincingly. I guess with Lord of the Rings, it's a little bit cheaper, so you could pull it off.
Lord of the Rings one?
Yeah, they do.
Dear God.
Yeah, they do. And you know what it has that others don't?
What?
Knockdowns.
Really?
You have characters that go down, but don't die for good.
Huh.
Or do, eventually.
They just bleed out.
Well, they get super fatigued, put it that way. But it's not nearly as bad as you think. Like, it takes a little while to get people down for permanent duration, if you will. For a good ski. Otherwise, you're just knocking them out and taking land and making sure that you can force back the powers of good and everything they stand for. Because remember, there's like 4 or 5 hero characters and a lot of bad guys.
Huh. You've also told me about Blood Bowl. I thought about getting into Blood Bowl, but once again, it's also very expensive.
It's pretty expensive. It's a specialty game. Like Mordheim, it's hard to get a hold of, and it's spendy. But Blood Bowl is, well, here's the thing with Blood Bowl. You know how you hate random chance sometimes?
Depends on the game, but yeah.
Generally speaking, it's all random chance. Blood Bowl is just hate.
Now, I'd love to play Blood Bowl on the PC for the channel as a sports thing to do. Like, they have a Blood Bowl that you can play on here that's you could do in that aspect. It's cheaper than actually playing the real game.
It is, by far. Again, it's full of bullshit and chips. It's full of a lot of randomness that just cripples you if you're playing campaign.
So the one thing of game...
I would respect you more if you played Blood Bowl more than Madden.
I probably get a lot of respect out of that. There was I love Risk, but I hate it on the Xbox.
Why?
Because it's nowhere near close. You always play the computer, and it's like, all right, play it on medium mode. It's it's not too hard. It's not too difficult. But anytime you roll the fucking dice, it's like, oh, the computer gets 6s. You get 1s. Like, what?
Just because
like,
fuck you mostly.
Yeah, that's how it rolled. Like, no, that's not. The computer doesn't get to roll 32 6s in a row. Go suck a dick.
Well, statistically, it's possible.
Yeah.
Love that excuse.
Everything statistically up.
He walked, then he exploded in blood. Beautiful.
Everything's statistically possible.
It is, but how probable is it?
Very limited.
Not very.
That was someone tried to prove God by that method. Like, you have to roll the way the Big Bang happened. You would have to roll dice 77 times in a row. Sixes 77 times in a row, and that's how probable it's like. It still means there's a chance.
Yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I could have just gone this way instead.
Nope.
Away from the fighting. Fine. Although overall this level is pretty cool maze, isn't it? Not a maze, but like a navigational map. You can go many different places.
Now, are we going to stick? I would like to know, like, we have a dick around game, kind of like we like to do here, like our Poker Night or Harvina Birdman. Since I'm assuming we're probably about, what, a quarter of the way through this?
Let's say closer to 2/3. No, not 2/3. Maybe half.
Half?
There's a big thing that hasn't happened yet, but fine.
Okay.
What's your question?
No, so once we get done with this, would you be willing to do Vermintide? since we keep a not Dawn of War, Warhammer theme. I was just assuming Vermintide, or we can have our lovely grouchy Oscar the Grouch character, Quinn here, play. He wants to do a Total War Warhammer. Make a little series out of that.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, if you want to do tactical stuff, you can do it. This game is not exactly what the tabletop game is, but it has its own merits. So Total War, it depends how you want to present it. I'm showing you a story that flows and is pretty confined.
There are no stories to that I know of.
Total War has campaign modes, but they are build your empire, go off on your own, and see what you can do. It's a little bit different than this.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't do this. We'd probably do free battles. Like, each week maybe create a, like, hey, last week we did vampires versus,
Oh, the
BDS.
Warhammer Total War.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Warhammer Total War, yeah, he owns it. I do not because it's still $60. Fuck you, Steam.
Yep. Come on. Fuck you, Sega. Let's get real.
That's true. Just because you have a little blue hedgehog that you used to create doesn't mean shit.
It means they can abuse their fans for decades.
Oh, it does.
That's what that means.
But, just to keep with the DoW, we all enjoy the series here. I don't know why I'm slapping my knuckles together.
It's important to enunciate.
2 feet away from the microphone, by the way, so you'll probably hear the knuckles over my voice.
Oh, they did. They did.
And I'm not talking about the echidna, by the way, which I thought was a bullshit animal for the longest time. Like, there's no such fucking thing as an echidna.
Not only is there an echidna, but it has knife-marriage testicles.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I felt really stupid when I was
Look
like
up
15.
Echidna dick. Look up echidna dick. You'll be
I
educated for
prefer
life.
not to be put on a fucking FBI watch list.
No, they would. They would understand.
Because
is this real? Oh God, it's real.
I'd put a echidna dick and put a kid's dick in there for some reason.
Well, echidna is spelled CHI.
Yeah, I know it is. But then, my luck in
life... Oh, you're saying you're a bad speller. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be what I would do. It's like, Google, look up echidna dick. Looking up kid dick. Like, no. And then I'd go to jail for
And then you see get you a bunch of billy goat pictures.
Wow.
Because a kid is a baby goat. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Oh no, an actual item. But you shouldn't have.
I just do not feel like paying that much money for. I wanted Attila. Attila's still like $50.
Yes.
I'm still not paying. I'm not paying.
You
that
could
money.
always play Rome.
I enjoy Rome.
You could always go back to Shogun. Or Shogun 2, which is
I
dirt
never
cheap
played
now.
Shogun 2.
It's super dirt cheap. Do you have $20? Do you have $20? $20
I have
and
2
you can
children,
have Japan.
so I could have Japan.
You could have a half of $5.
Let me tell the United Nations that I want Japan for $20, and I'm pretty sure they'll toss it up to me. I do like
Chaos Dreadnought.
One of my favorite YouTubers plays all the Total War games, and one of the coolest one was the mods for Japan, because they did Minas Tirith and a bunch of other Lord of the Rings areas, and they did a bunch of other...
You mean Shogun?
Shogun, excuse me.
Because I don't think Minas Tirith was in Japan.
It's
It
not.
may have been, but I missed that geography lesson.
But they did mods. It was a mod.
I know what you're saying, but I'm asking you to reflect upon what you're saying so you can make it right again.
Yes, let me rephrase this. So, he had
Make
Shogun.
a Chuck Sikarica great again.
He had Shogun. Shogun 2. And then he had a bunch of mods for it, where he was doing Minas Tirith and a bunch of other famous fictional areas, as I should say, fictional lands.
Hey, Middle Earth is real, man. Tolkien wrote that shit. That's real.
My understanding is that someone was doing a revision of what he did, and they were like, it's his understanding of how World War I. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how this was, because
It's his understanding. It's how he saw it.
Like, here's how World War I was done. There was a giant eyeball in the middle of Germany, and
Yes.
they had to go through a ring inside of a volcano that's nowhere near close.
Yes.
Like, okay.
It's metaphorical. What's your problem?
Yeah, I get it.
It's an artistic interpretation. I can't reason with you. This is over.
Yeah, it's like, I heard that, and like, I don't know, but I'm not him, so I don't know. But it just seemed like bullshit. Like, if you want to see it however you want to see it, I'll let you have it. Teach their own, right?
That's what the guy wrote. There weren't elves in World War I, or were there?
Yeah, they were called
Maybe
Scottish.
the Dutch. Dutch-Scottish. There you go. Beautiful. Good pairing.
They're the Belgium, actually, and that's why they were gone in like 5 minutes.
Ogrins are huge, aren't they?
They are.
They're enormous. Look at that guy's face.
Actually, that's Bane. Minus the scars.
There we go. Finally, some items. What the fuck? Took forever.
7 levels?
What was I doing wrong? 5.
5, sorry.
Bunch of missions. Maybe I'm confusing it with early game.
Didn't you say we were half, so a bunch of missions, 10 missions?
We'll count. Let's say 6 missions.
Okay.
What is this series even? How many do we have? What are we doing? I don't know.
We never know what number we're on.
No, we don't. So now that I have a supreme excess of resources that I can't pick up for some reason, Now I'm going to improve the stats. Combat damage.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, these do not stick throughout the game, right? They
No, just for the mission. They occupy slots for the mission.
Did you just cancel that?
I did. I don't need energy, I need health. HPs, bro, that's what I need. Okay. Now get it. Now go get it. Go attack it. Wait, where am I? Not too much further now. We'll have to take a detour.
Oh.
Look at all these cultists. What mark is that? What mark is that? What chaos god is this?
I don't think it's a chaos god. I believe they're resurrecting Prince. That's his new symbol before he passed.
Okay, so Prince, while I would like to say Prince is a lot closer to Slanesh, that mark is that of Nurgle. So Prince, in his later years, discovered the mercy of Papa Nurgle and the beauty of all things within entropy. So he is a grossly rotting motherfucker now. But the good news is there is no pain ever. All of death and rot is part of his love and mirth. Mirth.
What a name. Or word, excuse me.
What a name word.
What a name word. What a name word. Oh, wow. Grammar.
Grammar is tough, man. Look at them just coming out and getting blowed up.
My difficulty point. And yet I'm trying to learn another language.
Yes, you are. I mean, I applaud that, but, I mean, shit's gonna get hard, just so you know.
Oh, I figured it would. I mean,
cool. We're right there. This is almost a shortcut. Now what's going on with this? We already have that. Wait a second. I am confused. Look, a Chimera. Not the Full Metal Alchemist one. The Imperial Guard one. Look at that. You have pintle-mounted blast guns. They can fire out by the occupants.
now is that... let's swing around to the barrel right there. Is that a gun next to the barrel?
Yeah. That's a scatter laser and an optional last cannon, or perhaps another sort of last
then
gun.
what is that round object to the top left?
Top left, that's the spotlight.
Ah.
And this is a heavy bolter.
Not to be an asshole, but what year? This is 40K, right?
Yes.
So 40,000 years in the future, and we still haven't been able to pass the little round light on the side of a mounted tank?
Yes, we have stab lights. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We need them.
I don't know. I'm kind of laughing at it, but it took us 1,100 years to reinvent the valve, so I can't say much. It's like, wait. What you're telling me is we have an idea that we can take this little round thing and shut off the water?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you trap the water? With metal and pressure. But how do you do that? Well, you take some metal, and you add heat, and you add pressure. And there you fucking go.
And it took us 1,100 years to rethink of that, by the way.
Correct.
We got lost in 300 BC,
Well,
300
I mean,
AD.
They talk about this thing called the Dark Ages, and I imagine a lot of stuff was lost in the Dark Ages.
Well, they're called the Dark Ages because a lot of non-development and growth in technology and thought was brought about.
Oh, like 40K.
That kind of. So a lot of people are like, it's the Dark Ages, not for the aspect of like, oh, death and stuff. It's more like people stopped actually trying to invent.
Good things stopped happening,
Yeah.
ever. There was breeding, I guess, but then a lot of stupidity happened too. We tried to take back Jerusalem a bunch of times, it just never panned out.
I kind of feel like the Dark Ages, how people see it, is kind of like Mike Judge's movie, Idiocracy. All the smart people stopped breeding, and all the dumb people were like, we're just going to keep fucking humping. And
We gotta... this sucks.
that's probably what she said.
Yeah, we gotta keep humping for a second. I really want to destroy the Manticores, but we have a very slow-moving army. But it is creepily constant, isn't it?
It is. Divide and Conquer?
Divide and conquer. We're actually going to leave our heroes here to safeguard this portal, this passage. And we're going to designate our unliving death group as Battle Group 1. What do you say?
Yeah, we do. Now, your mini tanks are walking 1,000 times slower. By the way, they look like a bunch of xenomorphs.
They do, don't they?
They kind of do.
They have a special weapon in their mouth parts.
If I ever saw a chick who did that, like, I got a special technique, and all of a sudden they shot a little mouth out of that, I'd be like, bitch, get away from me.
It's not too dissimilar from Ninja Scroll, where the assassin says, oh, her bite is the deadliest. That snake came out of your crotch, lady. Yeah, I know. Is this a euphemism? Are you messing with me?
Have you seen the recent video of the guy who goes fishing, and he pulls the fish out of the pond, and all of a sudden he looks in, and there's a fucking cottonmouth inside the snake, and he's like, nope.
A cottonmouth inside the snake?
Inside the fish, excuse me.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I've not. Why would you share that with me?
That would scare the shit out of me if I was fishing. Just like,
Yes.
nope.
Yes, it would.
Like, I'm gonna
It is horrific.
put that
Again, why? Why you do this?
I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that I've been looking at recently that would just be like, holy shit. Why
Last time, we got an upgrade for our Guardians. They now have a Warlock Escort. See the man with the sword?
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean the Covenant soldier. He has a sword, so...
Clearly. Emboldened.
Like,
Attack by yourselves.
I could just see him running in. This is one-hit kill still, right? No one's changed the rules to Halo? Like, am I in the wrong game? No, that would be a hell of a tie-in. Like, oh, Halo's actually Warhammer 60K, and the all these guys have actually turned into the Covenant.
Here's the thing about Warhammer 40K. All of anything ever, forever in sci-fi could have happened within the 40K universe.
True.
And that's a dickish thing to do, but fans do it all the time. Like, oh yeah, all of Halo could have happened in the small cluster of worlds. So they have their story and their alien war, and they think it's super impressive. Then the Emperor came. And does it, okay, stop fucking around, get back in the fold. Yes, sir. Or maybe they're undiscovered, maybe they're still out there somewhere among the void.
Or it could have been the very beginning of 40K. Like, they are working for the...
Yeah, it could have happened in the year 6000. You're right.
No.
We don't know. Actually, we do. I guess I forget what they... Look at the floating rocks above. Cool.
The laughter I've gotten out of my kid's mother's grandmother, right?
Nope.
So, about a month or two ago, I was going to visit the kids, because that's where they stay.
Uh-huh.
And I look on her table, and she's got like 4 of the 5 Halo books. I'm like, oh yeah, they're really good series. I'm like, that's kind of neat. So we're driving home from the movie theater the other day. It's me, my oldest, the kid's mother, and her grandmother.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about a trip to Costco.
Okay,
And,
okay.
They said that there was these old couple walking across the street, really, really slow. Like, you know, it kind of agitates you after a while. It takes them like 45 minutes. Kind of like the Office Space situation. And her grandmother turns to my kid's mother and says, "You get 100 points for hitting old people." I was like, wow.
Good job, sweetheart.
I was like, touche. I was like, you know what? I didn't think it'd be that funny, but, you know, you pulled something off. Good, congratulations. I appreciate that. I needed a good laugh.
Splat. I'd forgotten that the Wraithguard move faster in the presence of a Warlock. Because, as mentioned before, the Wraithguard are spirits within constructed shells. But if you have a shepherd for these spirits, like a Warlock, they function a little more fluidly and a little bit faster.
Now, I don't quite understand this. You have this giant-ass rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But the goddamn thing can only shoot 100 feet away from itself?
Like a mortar, yes. There's an arming protocol for the warheads.
That is the most pointless piece of equipment I've ever seen. That's almost, you know, like, at least on...
Next to the David Crockett, yes.
Yeah, well, actually, that is a very good point. Yes, sir, it is. It's kind of like the mortar, like in Company of Heroes. Like, at least they can shoot when they're out of the shadows. Like, you can't see them, but they can bomb you, and they can do it from a distance.
If they have line of sight and coordinates, you're assuming the other squads are telegraphing their position. Yes, I get that.
And that's a neat concept. But in this, it's like, you guys just were shooting, but we're not going to do that back over there, because those guys can't be coming that way. Like, it just doesn't, it just finds it silly to me. There's certain things I find silly.
Nobody's talking to me. I need a spotter. I need a spotter. I need a spotter. I need a vehicle extraction. Nope, nobody's helping. Let's see if our squad...
getting slaughtered, it looks like.
They are, but they are next to a spawn point, so perhaps I can just get infinite reinforcements. And granted...
What is that guy doing?
He's dancing super hard. It's just the worst stanky leg ever. But yeah, one-on-one, Chaos Space Marines versus Eldar Guardians, not a good matchup for the Guardians. They are going to be in serious trouble. But they are next to Webway Gate.
That guy seemed like the most confused private of all time. Like, so what were you doing in that situation, Private? I just kept looking at both of them, not knowing who to shoot.
Well, to paraphrase your previous story about the brave soldier who threw himself onto a machine gun and attacked a bunch of Japs, this one just danced his mightiest. And it confused the enemy. Exactly. Like, what are you doing?
If I believe I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. I never looked at the gentleman's name, but they called him the Mad Dentist.
The Mad Dentist, I believe.
Yeah, because he was fucking batshit.
And that's why dentists have such a high suicide rate, because they'll never be as cool as that guy.
Probably not.
Ever.
If that's what I had to live up to, fuck no, I wouldn't do it. Like, wait, this guy did what? Fuck this. I'm going to become a optometrist. Let's try to go look at eyes and fucking... How am I going to look at
Optometrist, gastronometrist, osteoporosis, and an OB-GYN.
Proctologist.
Proctologist. It's a pretty straightforward job. Haha!
I was listening to a radio station, and the guy was like, oh, fun fact I learned today that I found out that the first proctologists were by the Egyptians, and they were called the shepherds of the anus. Like, why did you look this up?
That's a better title.
Yeah.
That's a better title. Keep that.
But all I can see is like an old school shepherd with like the big long white little hat with a brown thing around it and like a little shepherd's hook.
Oh, the hook? The hook is essential.
Yeah, like...
That's what it stayed through the ages. The hook was essential for navigating that nightmare.
It's like, so I'm going to need you to bend over and say, ah. By the way, you're going to feel a stick in the back of your throat.
What Egyptian god do you suppose is the most related to the anus?
I have no clue. I'd have to take a look.
No, just guess. Based on what you know.
Ra, I think? Which one's the
No sun goes down there, man. You know that.
Wait. What's the one over the underworld?
Well, Anubis guards the gate, but there is one that's an alligator. The alligator.
That's right.
The one that swallows the unworthy. Because your ass ain't worthy. Just punch him. Just punch him.
Yeah,
he doesn't feel pain.
The way he does it is if you weigh heavier than the...
If your heart is heavier than all of your sins, then out you go.
He eats you and then like shits you out in the underworld.
That's right.
But I can't remember the underworld god. I'm pretty sure it could be the god of proctology.
The down under god.
Because he...
You know what? Here we go.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the father of Anubis and...
Yeah, that's Odin.
Odin?
No, it's not.
No,
it's
not. Alright, we're getting in Norse there. What was the fucking squirrel's name in Norse mythology now, man? I'm going all over the place here.
Squirrel?
Yeah, there's a squirrel. So you never heard of that?
So
between there's two... They're the tree of life.
Yes.
So between the realms and the underworld, between Earth and all that, there was a squirrel that was the messenger to the gods to the Valhalla. So so we ran back and forth on the tree of life to give information to the gods.
Gotcha. So God Squirrel.
He's a god squirrel. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I am correct on that one.
I believe you because it sounds sensible because of course you use the animals you know to paint the pantheon.
Correct. Well,
they made it.
Well, you also got to remember most of the pantheon was painted and created by Christians later on after this mythology.
Recolored. It was a remix. It was an HD release.
Re-release. It's like wait. One of your gods is black. It's gonna be white.
No, I'm sure he meant olive skinned. I'm sure he meant like Hebrew colored.
I mean, he's Eastern Orthodox Greek, right? No, he's like from North Africa.
Not in the least.
Nope, not happening.
A Numidian as a god? No.
Wait, you have a Phoenician for a god? What the fuck's a Phoenician?
It's a guy who lives in Phoenix. No.
I brought that up to somebody one day. I said something about Phoenicians, and they're like, "What the hell?" I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop.
That's a Louis C.K. dick joke. It is. It is both.
His dick is Phoenician. I'm good to know that. I will let him know the next time I ever see him. Like, hey, by the way, do you know your dick's Phoenician?
Well, I mean, it was born in Phoenix, I suppose so.
There we go. It dies and comes back every time.
Everyone's running away. It's all about Nurgle. Papa Nurgle. Papa Nurgle has a sense of humor. He's the coolest, I feel, of the Chaos Gods. And by coolest, I mean he's just chill. He's the closest to the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Well, to finally answer your question, by the way, we're going to go with Set. Because he's that little crane, and he has the nose. He'll be the god of proctology.
Oh, he gets in there, you're right.
Oh, yeah, he'll get up in that shit with that nose.
Knut, and Set. Hey, we did it!
Seti?
Seti, yes.
Yep. I learned most of my gods by watching...
The search for extraterrestrial intelligence. That's the god of proctology. Look in the big dark place and see what you find. Anything smart will do. Cool! We beat the mission with a huge detour because I had to blow up the rocket launcher.
And also gave people a very good lesson on who the god of proctology was.
We did!
Let's see what we get.
We could get a long rifle. We could get an upgrade for the Wraithguard.
Or we're going to get
the fucking Fire Prism. High damage focus shot. It's beautiful. I need it. We have some level ups.
Ooh.
I have some equipment as well. Is this armor better? It is not. It's going to go to the next best. Now, what are these expendable items? Wraith Lord upgrade? Please. Give. Got. Wraith Lord upgraded. What is the most lagging squad experience-wise? I'm going to guess the last one. Yeah, it is. Here you go. Have some XP. You just leveled up. Good job. Hero did not level up. Are these any better than the Helm? The Helm can't be knockbacked, cannot be suppressed. That's a pretty fucking strong hat.
That is a very strong hat.
Now let's see what else these offer.
Kind of reminds me of Yondu from the Guardians of the Galaxy comics.
Whistle and glaive everyone. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so infiltrate. No. Jump and sky leap cost less energy. That's kind of cool. War shout. Interesting. And more damage versus vehicles. We will never use this. Nope. Here. I can't? Really? Never mind. Okay, so what you're saying is that lore-wise, these are very, very powerful relics. Very important to our people. We're not going to scrap them. We're not going to pawn them. Which I can get behind. Okay. Less recharge for kinetic pulse. That's really good. Is this armor better? It is... Eat that. Any difference? Let's see. None that I can tell. So just wear the better armor. Voldoran! You have no armor. How about this? Now you have armor. I can't tell.
This damn cloak.
And, oh no. Ronan is not... Ronan the Accuser is not leveled up enough. He's still working as a roadie. Preparedness.
What's some of the other ones we have to...
Health? Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Time field. Sorry, there's what?
What I was just seeing what the other ones were. Upgrades for the other ones.
Oh. Oh, like for her, for example? Or
yeah, for her. What are the other ones? So
if we go a different tree...
Yep. Different, thank you.
Attacks lower defenses, which doesn't help the replacement troops. Warp fighters can do more damage, which is interesting. Psychic power, so limitations will paralyze the enemy. Banshees or her can do better damage. The Mind War, kill people and get more power. That sounds pretty cool.
It does.
Defensive, healing, very important. More damage against debuffed enemies. Don't take damage when retreating, so very good Frenchman. And
that's a lie.
More healing.
They take all the damage.
Oh, we did it. She has the time field. And her warlocks just got stronger, because we're never taking her to the field again. Ever. We maybe didn't have to spend that point, but we did anyway, so we're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
As
grenades and abilities.
Living Color said, homie, don't play that.
Homie, don't play. Next up, Meridian. We will take our Fire Prisms and wreak holy havoc unless we can't. What is this upgrade for the Wraithguard? Shuriken Cannon? Okay.
Still gonna invent that.
We're gonna make it. Anybody out there in Canada with a lot of free time, let us know. We need your numbers.
Yes.
Onwards to next time.
Deuces.